for small enterprises impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Mon Abria, Chairman and Senior Tax Advisor of Asian Consulting Group, joins us for more. The government now readying up for tax relief for small and medium-sized enterprises heavily impacted by the enhanced community quarantine. Our next guest recommends a bucket list of tax relief for SMEs to help keep them afloat. With us now for more is Mon Abria, the Chairman and Senior Tax Advisor, Asian Consulting Group. He is also co-chair of the Ease of Doing Business Task Force for Paying Taxes. Good to see you again, Mon. Welcome to the program.
Hi, Kathy.
Yeah, so first off, just put for us in context the importance of keeping small enterprises afloat. What is their significance to the broader economy?
Well, as per DTI's report, 99.52% of all our enterprises are actually MSMEs, and they employ more than 60% of our labor force. So this is more than just giving them loans. It's literally helping them address the liquidity issues that they are all experiencing right now.
Yeah, and in fact, they are asking for help, but help has come. The Finance Department is now seeking legislation so that the government can absorb the losses of SMEs for a longer 5-year period. What do you make of it, extending the net operating loss carryover to be incurred this year?
It's actually a good proposal, but Kathy, the problem with that is it's not addressing the urgent cash concern of our small businesses. Some of them may not even last for another 6 months if we will not be able to help them right away. So the NOLCO is good if accelerated depreciation will be allowed, but these are for bigger enterprises. But for most micro and small, they need tax holiday, they need literally tax breaks that will allow them to bounce back right away after the lifting of ECQ.
You mean what's important is that the SMEs get the cash because they need to address liquidity issues at the onset?
Yes, in fact, other countries, I've been studying all the economic reliefs of other governments, and some really subsidize the salaries extended to employees. Unlike our small business wage subsidy, it only grants a maximum of 8,000 directly to employees for a total of 3.4 million employees. In Australia, they granted all employers at least $1,500 subsidy for every employee that they keep during the lockdown.
Well, the Trade Department has also come to help out that granted last April 6th a 30-day grace period for rent paid by micro, small, and medium enterprises. Does this make the cut into your bucket list? Could you hear me, Mon?
Sorry, what's that, Kathy?
Sure. The Trade Department, it's just given the MSMEs some grace period for rent paid. Does this make the cut into your bucket list?
Actually, the grace period is good. However, after the lockdown, we still have to pay for it. I think what we need right now is the government intervention to either waive or subsidize the office rent, considering that we were not able to utilize these offices during the lockdown. So again, it's really a liquidity issue. And for most of our MSMEs, they're dependent on their daily cash, daily sales. And it's zero during this ECQ. So we have to understand that it's not that we don't want to pay, but we really need help, particularly in terms of handling their cash.
True, but what is the role of the large taxpayers? For sure, they can help as well as we all try to help the small businesses stay afloat because over 65% of total tax collections are from the large taxpayers.
Exactly, and I think this is the time, Kathy, for the government to really lower the corporate income tax. During the lockdown, we have seen how large corporations have helped the government, help their employees, and also help the community at large. So imagine if we can give them this incentive. Since it's already long overdue, we can already lower the 30% corporate income tax down to 25% or even to 20%, provided we maintain a certain 5% threshold, which is exactly the compliance rate among our corporations. So there's no revenue loss on this, Kathy. It's just lowering the rate, but the collection might even be higher.
Why would that be? That's really interesting. You lower the tax rate, but you get higher revenue collection.
Because number one, the issue of the BIR is collection. If we will be able to broaden the large taxpayer, right now it's a little more than 2,000, but the record of DTI says that we have more than 4,000 large companies. So imagine if BIR will be able to broaden the large taxpayer base and the large companies to be able to increase or declare more income, even if the rate is lower, collection will still be higher. And especially if we will give them, allow them a no audit program, which means they will not have to deal with BIR as long as they have a good compliance or voluntary payment.
But could that mean that they could offset the taxes that the small enterprises can't and won't pay for the year?
Actually, yes. Imagine 65% is contributed by large taxpayers. If they will just increase their contribution by 20%, that's almost 90% of the collection. And take note, Kathy, that from January to April, the VIR's collection is short by 45%. If we will not think of extraordinary tax measures or relief that will attract or allow businesses to help the government through tax relief. Tax relief is not just cutting taxes, but correcting the tax policies and the rates that will attract more taxpayers to actually help the government. There are more reasons to pay taxes now, Kathy. It's just that we don't want the high tax rates because after the pandemic, it will be a burden again to corporations.
Okay, just recap for us before you go. It's a bucket list there, as you can see on the screen. You've mentioned a couple of them, but what about the others? And why would they be good to help the SMEs at this time of a pandemic? Are you still with us, Mon?
Sorry, Kathy.
Yes. Okay. Could you hear me?
Yes, Kathy.
All right. Recap for us, just very quickly, the proposed bucket list. You've mentioned a couple, but others are still outstanding on that list. Oh, I think we've lost him, but we did get the story, and he is proposing quite a list there of tax relief to help the MSMEs, the backbone of the Philippine economy, very helpful as they need it in this critical time. They've been losing money because they hadn't been open.